Well, it's the moment before the moment. Zion coming on the court to warm up for the first time prior to his NBA debut. Zion Williamson is on the court at Smoothie King Center, dapping everybody up and getting ready. Is this going to become the new Steph Curry show here? The 2020 version of that, Sekou?
I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with it. Steph's not playing right now, so we got to have somebody to watch the pregame.
Think about it. He hasn't played a game yet, and how many warm-ups we've seen with his high-flying dunks. See if he puts on a show for us here.
I mean, we're going to pay attention to everything, from his shoes to the...
Right. And he said to pay attention earlier today about his landing, right?
Right.
They've worked on the way he's walked. They've worked on his posture. They've worked on the way he's landed. So Zion Williamson is in Smoothie King Center on the court prior to tip-off, which is about an hour and a half away from right now. On the court in New Orleans from NBA.com, we find Michael C. Wright. Michael, why don't you set the scene for us? What's the vibe like as Zion has taken the court for the first time prior to his debut?
Well, you know what, Jared? This thing has been slowly building all day long. I've been in this place since 4 o'clock. And gradually, every hour, every 30 minutes or whatever, it's just kind of building and building and building. And now he's finally here. He just walked in here. And to be honest with you, I think y'all need to get me off that camera because I want to see the guy do the between the legs dunk that he does when he closes out his workout. But it'll be a while before he does that.
Well, Michael, feel free. We've got the camera on Zion. Turn around and tell us what you're seeing.
Oh, I think he's warming up to do what I'm expecting him to do when he finishes. Usually when he finishes his workout, he does the between the legs dunk, and that's like his trademark. So I'm excited to see him do that here in probably the next 15 minutes.
Much about the Pelicans trying to figure out Zion's body because he's so abnormal, and that's not a bad thing. It's just at his height at 6'7", he's the third heaviest player in the NBA, which is typically reserved for players who are well over 7 feet tall. So what are the things that we should be watching for that you've been told during your time in New Orleans covering this team here today about the way he's walking and landing and all of that?
Yeah, like it's very fascinating as far as, you know, it's something I'm really curious about. But, you know, David Griffin was telling me that, you know, whenever they first decided that they were going to do the rehab process, he said, you know, hey, while we got him here in this situation, let's make the best of it. Let's like break him all the way down. Let's look at how he walks. Let's look at, you know, how he runs, his stride, you know, how he's landing and stuff. And so they've really worked to correct the posture and things like that, all the mechanics, the mechanical movements. And what they think is going to happen here is that it's going to prolong his career so they can have him for years to come. You got to remember, he's the #1 overall pick. And when you've got the #1 overall pick, you're not expecting him to play 4 or 5 years. You want this guy to have a 10, 12-year career here in New Orleans.
How's he look from your perspective? Does he look relaxed?
Definitely looks relaxed. And, you know, yesterday he said, you know, hey, it's just basketball. You know, I'm just out here having fun. So it's not a situation where he feels like he's got to come in here and be the savior. I think Alvin Gentry told him before the game, just dunk it. So, you know, hopefully we get to see a couple of those dunks, those highlight dunks.
Mike, we saw the scrum in the hallway. A huge crowd of reporters there, man. Just how many people did they have to credential for tonight, and how much of that national media showed up to see Zion's debut? Pretty
much everybody in the national media is here, man. I mean, you could throw a rock and you'll hit a national reporter. And, you know, I was talking to one of the PR guys with the Pelicans, and he told me that as of right now, there's 165 credentials issued. Now, you got to remember, we're talking about 2 small market teams, San Antonio and New Orleans. And on a Wednesday night that's not a national game, typically you're talking about maybe 30 or 40 credentials. But right now we're at 165, so that's an astronomical number right now. And as a matter of fact, there's no room in the media room. There's bags piled up on top of bags. Yeah, you would be hot, Sekou, because you kind of, you know, you're kind of a diva. So so you might not like the whole situation in the media room right now.
Michael, I guess the natural follow-up to that question would be, if you did have a rock, who would be the first media member you'd aim at?
Oh, come on now, Jared. I'm not doing that.
We are watching live coverage of Zion Williamson warm up prior to his NBA debut. Jared Greenberg, Sekou Smith here in our Atlanta studio from NBA.com. Michael C. Wright is covering the event live courtside. Are all eyes on Zion right now? Everybody got their phone out right now, putting this on Snapchat and Instagram?
Absolutely. You better check Twitter. I guarantee you'll see some Zion hashtags and plenty of video right now. It's all around this whole arena right now. I'm actually standing directly across from I think there's four national reporters, and they've got the phones out and they're providing the update and just trying to see what's going on here. As a matter of fact, Zion just did that dunk or that layup, and I was just kind of looking at how he landed, and that's probably the natural reaction to everything that's gone on throughout his rehab process. I think all night tonight, anytime he does any kind of jumping, any kind of dunk, anything like that looks like it might hurt, I think we're all going to be really paying close attention to it.
Mike, he's working out with Michael Ruffin, a former NBA player. Is that the coach that's been assigned to kind of work with Zion and tutor him a little bit in terms of getting him prepared?
He's just one of many. I mean, they've had their whole strength and conditioning staff, working on. Oh, there it is. They had the whole staff working on him. And this is the thing. A lot of people don't realize this is that when David Griffin first came on with the New Orleans Pelicans, one of the conditions he had was, hey, we really need to revamp the strength and conditioning and the rehab and the performance. And, the Bensons, Gail Benson spent somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 million just to revamp and upgrade that whole facility. And then they go get a renowned athletic trainer from the Phoenix Suns, a guy that's kind of put miles on, on Steve Nash's career, on Grant Hill's career, and, you bring him here. So this is a culmination of just a lot of things, and I think, just the strength and conditioning and all the rehab, I think that's one part of the foundation towards building something great, and I think that's what David Griffin is trying to do out here.
Yeah, bringing in Aaron Nelson from the Suns was huge. We're going to continue to watch live Zion warm up. Well, this is crunch time, so we got to update you on everything happening on this 12-game Wednesday night. And the other big story tonight is LeBron James is at Madison Square Garden. The Lakers coming off their worst loss of the season. I want to update you on what LeBron is doing right now. Sekou, you promised us a 40 spot from LeBron. Well, he's up to 14 so far. He is 6 of 7 from the field, but the Lakers trail by 3. That actually may help your cause.
Exactly. I need this to be as tight as possible for as long as possible to keep LeBron on the floor so he can chase this number. Look, he's going to get it in New York one way or another. If it doesn't happen tonight, I guarantee it happens tomorrow.
He entered tonight 66 points away from passing Kobe for third on the all-time scoring list. LeBron's got 14 points right now. Again, the right side of your screen, Zion warming up live in New Orleans. On the left side of your screen, here's Kelly Olynyk for the Miami Heat.
Oh, bounce.
Heat lead it by 13. Kendrick Nunn leads the way with 10 points. Here's what's happening in Orlando right now. Aaron Gordon for the Magic. Oh, poster. Watch out. Nerlens Noel. He's starting tonight for the injured Steven Adams, and Aaron Gordon attacking. By the way, Chris Paul has 10 points and 6 rebounds. Thunder lead it by 5. We'll be taking you live to Orlando here in a couple of moments. In Chicago, where the slam dunk contest and, of course, the All-Star game will be in about 3 weeks. Lauri Markkanen didn't make a 3 the other night. Markkanen burying one here for Chicago. Early 2-point lead. He's got 3 points. Karl Anthony Towns trying to end the losing for Minnesota. He's got 12 points. Minnesota trails by 2. In Houston, Rockets looking to end the losing tonight. Russell Westbrook, Sekou.
Been playing really good basketball here as of late, Jared. Ever since he got that warm reception he got in Oklahoma City, he's been cooking. Now James Harden would just pick it up, they'd be all right.
But Denver leads at 16-9. Rockets have lost 4 in a row. Jason Tatum for the short-handed Celtics tonight. They do not have Jaylen Brown. Boston leads it by 6 right now. Tatum is leading the way with 14. Marcus Smart, look at that pass. Tremendous pass by Marcus Smart. Zion's got some tunes in, and Michael C. Wright's listening in. Michael C. Wright, what is he listening to there? Do you have any scoop, any inside sources on what the music is tonight?
He's just warming up, though.
All right,
We're going to hype the shit out of him. Huh?
Don't have Michael C. Wright just yet. Apologize for the language.
He might be filming like everybody else now. He's probably filming this pregame warm-up from Zion. Looks like he's done, though, isn't he?
Got it. Yep. I don't think he's, posting anything on social media, right? He needs the phone for the music, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I know Chico's getting his steps in tonight, though. That's for sure. Count the steps.
Chico's the security guard. We mentioned his name a lot here at Turner. He's the security guard following around Zion every move. That wasn't. Did you expect a little more from Zion, or was that the workout you?
He didn't work up the kind of leather I thought. I mean, I think we've been spoiled. I remember watching Amari Stoudemire work out
pregame. This was different the last couple of games because he knew he wasn't following up playing, so he probably didn't need to work hard.
So this is definitely maybe a little bit different. He's going to get some minutes tonight, so therefore you don't want him to exert himself too much, but you want him to get a lather up.
Right.
You know, and get a good sweat going because he's going to have to find his rhythm quickly, Jared, in this game. Everybody else been playing, since training camp. He's been off, so it's going to be very interesting to see just how he gets into a rhythm early.
All right, so we've got coverage coming to you everywhere tonight. Jared Greenberg, Sekou Smith live in our Atlanta studios. This is Crunch Time presented by Taco Bell. We've got Zion covered with Michael C. Wright in New Orleans, and we've got all 12 games covered. We're going to take you live across the country in a couple of moments for the latest updates on what's happening on what is one of the biggest nights we've had this season in the